Hey there, everybody. Bob Giamarco here, Sentinel Safe Floor Solutions, where we're protecting every step. If I were to ask you today, what are you doing to avoid slipping and falling in your shower? What would you say? Well, if you're like most people, you'd probably say, hey, I've got that covered, Bob. I make sure I use a non-slip bathtub mat every time I step in that shower because I don't want to take any chances. Well, first of all, it's smart that you don't want to take any chances because with over 250,000 people suffering non-fatal injuries due to falls in the bathtub each and every year, you run the risk of ending up in the hospital every time you take a shower. But are you really reducing that risk by using a non-slip mat in your bathtub? Well, let's take a closer look at what a non-slip bathtub mat really is. A non-slip bathtub mat is any mat with suction cups on the base which prevents that mat from sliding in the tub. And hey, don't get me wrong, that's great. Nobody wants their mat to slide out from under them. But what about the top of the mat? The area where your feet are, the area that gets drenched with soapy water. Is that area non-slip? Well, in most cases, no. You see, most non-slip mats are made of rubber or some other synthetic material, and they're designed mostly for comfort, not for safety. The mats usually have some texture on them, but all that does is give them a false sense of security that they offer protection. But in reality, because the mats are a continuous piece of material, they act more as a receptacle for the soapy water rather than a conduit to the drain. And they actually retain that soapy water under your feet. And if you really do your homework, you'll find warnings like this associated with most non-slip bathtub mats. So why am I telling you this? Well, it's because I'm concerned. I'm concerned that I see healthcare professionals, elderly support groups, civic organizations, even government agencies telling our older adult community that having a mat will help reduce their risk of injury when it truly doesn't. On the contrary, mats actually increase the opportunities for injury. When you recommend someone to use a mat in their bathtub, you can't forget that you're also recommending that they bend over after each shower to pull up that mat from the tub floor. They have to, or it becomes unsanitary. And if you've bought a non-slip mat, the suction will be so strong that they'll need to use tremendous force to pull it up. And that type of force can easily cause an older adult to lose their balance, making them fall somewhere else. When you recommend a mat, you're also recommending someone to wash that mat periodically or to carry it down to the laundry room to machine wash it. When you recommend that mat, you're essentially providing more opportunities for injury. There is a better solution for safety than bathtub mats. One that is more sanitary, less work, allows for proper drainage of that soapy water, and offers complete coverage of the bathtub, and it costs little more than what you would pay for mats in a year. So call us today at the number coming your way, especially if you work with the elderly community and you want to be able to offer a real solution and not create more problems. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you soon.